This is your host Brittany, and this is Bobby, and we're coming at you live, and we're gonna do something called Pet Peeves. What do you think?
We're gonna do it's our top pet peeves, things that annoy us, like that irk us so bad. So we just have like a little list of them. I know there's like a lot of things that annoy you, but I can't think of them right now.
Me.
Yeah, he's like always on one list.
But it's because that's why.
I just can't. I can't think of anything right now.
I found a lot of things. And you're gonna find some things in there that really, really, really get me annoyed. That are really like so uncommon. I actually forgot to add one here, but I'll actually say it later in the video, and I promise you for that for sure. I'll remind myself. Don't worry.
So we have a couple things in common. So let's start with the top one. Hi guys. So I just wanted to come on here real quick and do a big disclaimer. So this video is pretty much mainly Bobby ranting about different things that you're going to see what they are. But again, these are things for us. I don't want anybody to take it personally. It was just a silly thing. So if you enjoy Bobby ranting, you'll like this video. When I tell you that I had to cut this down, and it was basically literally him talking almost the entire time. So just wanted to do a disclaimer for it, and I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Stupid people. Yes, Brittany and I hate really stupid, ignorant, naive people.
It's not just like, if you don't know, like, that's fine, but if you don't know and you're acting like you know and you're wrong about it, and someone tries to explain to you that you're wrong, and you're like, no, like that kind of thing, that is what annoys me. But if you don't know, like, obviously, that's fine. Different. Nobody knows everything. But it's just when you're acting like you know everything, and then when someone tries to tell you the right thing, and you're just, like, off about it.
Yeah, like somebody on Twitter a few years ago wrote, I mean, people who are uneducated would say the word there, and there. They're so stupid. But instead of saying like T-H-E-R, T-H-E-Y-R-E, and T-H-E-R-E, the guy wrote there, just like exactly how I wrote it, but he wrote it T-H-E-I-R. Like, oh, there's, you know.
Like, it's theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, not like look over there or they are, you know. It was a tweet from a few years ago that I found, but it was just very similar. Like,
if we could find that, we'll insert our clip.
Absolutely, and I know where to find it.
All right, so it's that kind of stupid people, not people who don't know things. Like, there's a difference there. All right, we'll do the next thing. We kind of have the same thing. So read your next one.
Whiny, bitchy kids.
So basically, kids in general annoy me, and I hate when, like, every single time we go out to a restaurant, every single time, the table near us always has a kid, and it is always screaming and whining for no reason.
And the parents are just sitting on their phones not doing a thing about it. And these kids we're talking about are 4 or 5 years old, acting like animals in public. I mean, I know it's a development thing. Like, when I was that age, I never acted like that. It's either you.
You're special.
It doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is that at that age, when you're 4 or 5 years old, you should be taught about saying, listen, you come to a restaurant. When you come into a restaurant, you have to sit down quietly with your family. Do not scream and do not yell. And if you're upset, we'll take you outside. We'll talk it over. You come back in. It's that simple.
I mean, we can't say too much. We don't have kids, so we're not judging parenting styles. We're just saying that it's there's things that we don't agree with, and we would do things differently when we do become parents. So going with kids, I hate when kids just like stare at you when you walk past them.
Kids when they stare at you?
Yeah, you know, like if you're behind, you know, a parent and their kid, like in a grocery store, you're online behind them, and the kid is nonstop staring at you. That just irritates me.
I never was bothered by that, to be honest.
That bothers me so much.
I don't get why, but that's just who
it annoys me. I don't like when people stare at me, regardless.
I mean, if it's an adult looking at you, that's one thing. But if it's an innocent kid who doesn't know better, then
it annoys me. No matter who stares at me, it annoys me. I feel like what's going on?
Yeah, like.
But kids in general basically annoy me. They're spoiled.
Unless it's in our own family. Like, I have 2 nieces. So, and they're 3 and 1.
As soon as kids start crying, I'm just like, I'm done with them now.
But you understand if it were my kids or my nieces, you know full well that you would expect.
It depends why they're freaking out. If they're freaking out because they're not getting what they want.
Yeah. But if they're freaking
out because they fell and they scraped their knee, that's different.
But if they're whining because they don't get what they want, that's understandable. But that's up to the parents to stop that, not us. But.
So, all things about kids piss me off. So.
Next one, traffic. Oh my God, traffic. What do you have to say about traffic?
I have a lot of issues when it comes to driving. You guys know, we're from New York. I act more like a New York driver than he does. And I also drive a lot more for work.
But we're polar opposites of each other.
Yes.
Personality-wise and driving-wise.
I'm more assertive when it comes to driving. I don't like when people go slow. I hate when people don't use their directional when they're changing lanes, especially when they go in front of me.
Which is very common.
Which, if they do that and go in front of me, then I always feel like I have to, get back at them. So, obviously, safely, I will, if they do go in front of me without using a blinker, I will try and go around them to do the same thing to them to make it even. But this is what happens when you don't use your blinker. Catch somebody off guard, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So those two. Thing with traffic is it's absolutely always for no reason. It's when people merge. If you're not. So when it's normal time driving, if they don't use their blinker, they're not getting in front of me. And I hate when people wait to the last minute when the road is ending. Just get over before that. But if it's during traffic and somebody obviously has to merge off of something or get on somewhere, I let them in.
Well, it depends on the situation for me. Brittany is a very passive-aggressive driver. I, on the other hand, I'm very cautious. I'm a safe driver. I've never been to an accident in my life.
I'm not passive-aggressive. I'm just aggressive.
But anyway, so we're completely polar opposites. And, I'm more of the cautionary driver. And if I see something wrong or if I see someone, speeding, I'll try to go into the next lane. I always use my blinker when I drive, but a lot of times, because we're from New York, and from what Brittany said, a lot of people don't use their blinkers. A lot of people cut people ahead, and my least favorite part about all this is when people stare. And what I mean by that is...
Oh, when you pass somebody, or if somebody passes you and they look at you?
No. I'm talking about, let's say, for example, there's a crash on I-95.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, if you see, if there's during rush hour, for example, and people come home from work, they're urging to get home, maybe with their kids and their wife, or their husbands, whatever. It doesn't matter in the situation. You're very tired today.
I know.
You're very tired. But anyway, so... As they're coming home, there's a whole pack of cars. They're just lined up together, and they're all acting what's the hold up here? And then as you inch closer, because you have no other choice, you can't turn around, and you're pretty much parallel with 2 other cars in front of you, one in front and one behind you, and you're in the middle, and you have a little barricade to drive. And when you get to a certain specific area, and there's 2 collisional cars, and you see cars. I said cars, but cars. And there's a police officer there, they'll start blinking at everyone, but this is the part that pisses me off, is when they drive and they're like this. And once that's over, they just go back to normal. And then everything just goes by.
Everybody's nosy, and they have to see, why is there flashing lights going on? Why is your other area stopped? That annoys me too. It annoys me 1,000 times more when it's not even on our side.
Yeah.
When people just like looking on the other side of the road.
Like, it doesn't bother me if it's on the opposite side. If there's free range on one side, I can get in.
No, when people are stopping to look on accident on the other side of the road.
Yeah, I know. But like, if we're going directions, like if there's traffic and we're going on the opposite direction with no traffic in front, then I have no issue with that, because I usually just laugh at those people. Well, I don't like go ha ha. I'm just like I just be like, sucks for them, and then I just keep on driving. That's just what I usually do. All right, you have anything else?
Yes. All right. Okay, so I've worked retail for 6 or 7 years now, and the thing that annoys me is when people come up to you, like me as cashier or retail associate, that annoys me when somebody just comes to you being rude right off the bat.
Yeah.
That is something that I don't understand why. Like, what is wrong with your life? Where you're just gonna be rude to somebody for no reason that you don't even know. Like, I'm here doing a service for you, trying to help you, and you're being rude to me.
Yeah, I get that a lot often. And you know what it is? I get the similar, like, complaints. Like, I don't work in retail. I work with the town. Like, in my
with the public.
Yeah, I work in public relations. And I work at a park. You know, I do cutting, relations, stuff like that. And we have a dog park. And people there are very spoiled. Like, they want everything on time. They want everything in their way. Like, they want baby pools. They want balls. They want a gap.
With thing is, people complain when something was done, but then they complain when it wasn't done at the same time.
It doesn't make sense.
You can't. Those are the kind of people you can't make happy no matter what you do.
You're
just miserable.
You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody. But the point we're trying to make is that both of our jobs have relations with, people complain. And guess what? Any job you do, whether it's in public relations or retail,
you're always going to find these people, no matter what you do.
Unless you work in a factory and you're manufacturing products for the country, then chances are very high that you're not going to be able to deal with them. But she deals with it more than I do, because I deal with, all year round stuff with snow and leaves and,
And you're like, in it, like, for me, I basically help and, like, sell things to people. So, I do, like, a discounted price type thing. So, here I am doing a service that obviously is benefiting you because you're here. And you're gonna, it's not all the time, it's, like, at least once a day you get that one person that just, like, ruins your mood.
Mm-hmm.
So I always expect that one person, but just, like I said, ruins your mood. It, ruins the mojo that you have going on, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have a customer service voice. I know there's people at work who work with me, like, enough, and they know my customer service voice. And as soon as I turn around when there's, like, a rude person or, like, a really annoying person, like, I instantly change like that to be like,
you turn into a demon, huh?
No, it's like, I know, like, there's a lot of examples that I have the past, like, 7 years, but just people are just rude for no reason.
People just don't know how to react.
I'll give you an example of this. So, real quick, my last day when I was working at a grocery store, someone wanted to return, the gallon of milks, and they had this much left in it. This much milk left in it.
Not even a mint of it.
So, and the person's like, oh, I just bought this, like, yesterday, and it's sour. And I'm like, so it took you the whole gallon of milk to realize it was sour? And she's like, I just gave it to my kids as cereal this morning. I'm like, oh, so you gave your kids sour milk? Like, okay. So she said, I want a new one. I'm like, alright, first, you have a receipt? No. So then I'm like, I'm not going to give you a full gallon of milk because you have this much left in it. That's not going to happen. So then she instantly goes to, I'm going to speak to your manager. I'm like, okay, I thought my manager. There's a manager I work with a lot because it was a closing shift. So she knew me very well. So I'm like, oh, so I'm going to turn milk and there's, like, nothing left in it. So she's like, she wants a new one. And she's like, no. So I told her, I'm like, yeah, we can't do that for you. The manager said no. So the lady instantly goes to, like, oh, I'm going to call corporate. What's corporate's number? What's your name? So now, mind you, I was, like, I'm, like, a little manager at the time.
You?
Yeah. So, like, I was a low-grade manager.
But did she have a receipt?
No. So, we had a notepad that had like corporate number and corporate email and stuff. So I'm like, oh, here's corporate number. Go ahead. She's like, what's your name? I'm like, why do you need my name? I'm like, well, I'm wearing a name tag, so if you can't read, then that's your problem. Mind you, it's my last day working at this job.
You could have just said your name was Emma, and then you would have never have got accused for it.
No, I literally said my name is right, and she's like Brittany, and I'm like, yeah, you could read. Congratulations. She's like, I'm gonna call and complain about you. I'm like, go ahead. Today's my last day. The look on her face gives anybody who worked retail pure joy, because she was like puffing and puffing, and then all of a sudden she like didn't know what to say, because I'm like, it's my last day, and I'm like, I'm sitting there smiling, and then she just like stormed out.
Yeah,
so it's a proud moment in retail.
Yeah, for you.
Like that.
For you.
So that's a small example, one of many examples that I have.
Yes, I think that's more of the common things that from our perspective. I mean, she has a different opinion, I have a different opinion about it. Those were the common things. But let's go more into detail about personal perspective. I actually have a very, very good amount of them that I want to talk about.
So do your 3 things, like objects that annoy you. Read the 3 things.
Alright.
they're really weird. Alright, the first one?
I actually have 4, but...
4?
Yeah, I didn't write it down, but I have it in my head.
Okay, so do the 4. What's the first one?
The first one is...
And we'll explain them after.
Alright, the first one is microwaves. I fucking hate microwaves.
So weird.
I'm not kidding. Like, think about this. Like, really, legitimately think about this. When you have a microwave and you have a box that makes food hot, and
why are you yelling? Relax.
Because I'm trying to express myself.
Okay.
Because they make me angry. That's why. Microwaves make me angry. But listen, here's my reason. The reason I hate microwaves is because, do you ever, like, think in your mind when you put food in there, you don't ever get tired of beep, 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 alright? And you put it in, you have to constantly hear beeping, right? As you put in the buttons for the microwave. And then when you come back, it don't go anywhere. It's just like, beep, 1 minute later, beep, but 2 seconds later, beep, 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 beep. I mean, imagine if it's at 3 o'clock in the morning and you just want to have something like, I don't know, mashed potatoes.
Who eats mashed potatoes at 3 in the morning?
Some people do.
Are you one of them?
No.
I think he eats one of them.
I don't eat mashed potatoes. I think sweet potato. But
it's bizarre.
I don't care. This is a thing that makes me so mad. Because you're not trying to wake up the house. You just want to have a little something to eat.
Okay, so usually people as midnight snacks, they have like cookies or chips. Nobody's like, oh, let me like, cut up potatoes and smash them and put them in the microwave. Nobody does that.
Some people do.
Weird.
Unless you're sleepwalking.
Okay. Alright, next one.
Alright.
It gets weirder.
Yeah. This is another one that really gets under my skin. That really grinds my gears.
I was just gonna say that. You know what really grinds my gears?
you know what really grinds my gears? I tried. I can't stop laughing. Straw stabbing. And you're probably asking yourself, Brittany, what's straw stabbing?
What would you ask me? You're the one.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking you as an observer.
What's straw stabbing?
Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Straw stabbing is when you go to a tropical smoothie restaurant
Relax,
or and
relax. No, relax. It's okay. You don't need to yell. No yelling. It's okay.
I'm not trying to.
It's okay. We can talk in normal voices.
Because it fires me up.
It grinds your gears.
Yes, it grinds my gears. So, okay. So, we ever go to a restaurant or a bar or anywhere, like, for example,
anywhere that sells straws.
Yes, anywhere that's straws, okay? And this generation is so pathetic that they have...
It has nothing to do with the generation.
Just listen, listen.
Linda,
listen. So, like, whether you can hear it from kids, you can hear it from adults. You can even hear it from your 98-year-old grandmother. So, here's what happens. You take a straw, right? And you put it in a cup. What do people do with straws? They stab it onto the table, and the sound effect when you hear it is like pew 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 pew, like a beam.
Laser.
Yeah, it sounds like a laser from like a gun from Star Wars, and you hear pew pew pew. And because my ears are so sensitive, I can't handle that. I hate it. It makes my ears work. It really twerks my ears, and it's so sensitive. I can't control myself when that sound effect comes in. And I tell this to Britt all the time, and she's looking at me like,
I do it on purpose to annoy him.
And then I get fired up, and I said, "No, but you don't understand. Like, I hate that so much." Like,
So that trickles into the next one.
oh yeah, styrofoam. My least favorite thing to my ears. Styrofoam, I cannot stand. This is the add-on, by the way, with the stabby straw thing. I hate anything that's sensitive.
Stabby straw thing.
Yes,
That should be the title of the video. Stabby straw thing.
Yes. That's a good title. We should use it. Styrofoam. I absolutely hate styrofoam. Like, if you get a package, like if you get like a big model in the mail, and you get it in a cardboard box, you know that white material that's like foam-wise?
It comes in beads or it comes like packed together.
And they're like stick. And then like if you're buying like a statue or if you're buying something that's really fragile, you'll oftentimes see these things. And when you try to remove it and you crunch it up, oh god, just thinking about it, it makes me go nuts.
It's like when it rubs against it, like itself. That noise it makes.
I can't stand it. She doesn't mind it for some reason. For me, I can't. I hate it.
I just hate how messy they are. Cause like, if you don't like, obviously they're so light, so like anything that blows, like they go all like scattered.
Yes.
That's the only thing that annoys me about them. Otherwise, the noise doesn't bother me.
But the point I'm trying to make is that I don't like things that are loud. I mean, I don't mind loud things, but that sounds like from straws and from like. Styrofoam, I cannot stand them. I cannot tolerate it. I get so frustrated because, like, it bothers my ears. So, that's that.
And the last thing.
And this one too.
This the last item. Then you have these two. It's the last item.
Okay,
last thing.
The last item is pennies.
So, obviously, we live in New York, America. We have pennies.
Well, it's not just in New York, babe.
I said America, babe.
You said New York.
I said we live in New York. America has pennies.
Yeah, no kidding.
So...
Yes, pennies. I hate pennies for a reason. What do you buy with them? They're like mosquitoes.
You can't... They add up.
Yeah, every cent should end between 5 and 0. Not ones. Because what are you going to really do with pennies?
If you have 100 pennies, what does that equal?
If you have 100 pennies, that equals $1.
What if you have 500 pennies, what does that equal?
$5.
If you have 1,000,000 pennies, what does that equal? I don't know either.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but it's not good by any means. I mean, look at this. Think of it like this. If you add 4 quarters to $1...
You know what face I really want to make of you right now? I really want to make that little girl on the TV goes, stank face girl.
Yeah.
That's really what I want to do right now.
Yeah, right. I just lost my thought. Nice.
To the next station.
What?
To the next station.
What station?
You lost your train of thought? It's at the next station.
Oh.
Woof.
Oh.
Second time. Woof. Third time. Okay, hit there. ADD.
Yeah, okay. Put it this way. So, picture it like this. You have 4 quarters to $1, you have 2 nickels to a dime, and you have 5 pennies to a nickel. That is pathetic. You don't need pennies in this life. It's not convenient. No, and why do you often, when you walk around the streets, no matter what town you're in, you always see pennies. And pennies are the most common thing you will find on the ground next to trash.
I pick them up.
Good for you. I do too.
It's free money.
But it's worth nothing.
Yeah, right then and there, but it adds up.
Economically, it does nothing for you.
Okay, I'll take your pennies then.
Well, yeah, go ahead. Take my pennies.
Okay.
You can be poor for the rest of your life with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'd rather have quarters, and I'd rather have nickels, and I'd rather have dimes.
Obviously, everybody would, but pennies are not useless. Otherwise we wouldn't have them.
Well, to me, pennies are worthless.
Wow.
Well, how often? Oh, here's another scenario. You okay?
Yeah.
Good job. Yeah. How often do you hear at the store? Wait, if you go to a 7-Eleven, how often? If it's just a penny, how often do you hear the people say, "Keep the change"? How often do you hear that?
I always take the change.
Good for you. I don't take that. I don't keep change from pennies. I always take nickels, dimes, and quarters. That's it.
All right. The next one you have here.
This is gonna sound really stupid.
It's worse than microwaves.
It's worse than microwaves. Are you guys ready? Temperature. Temperature is bullshit. I will tell you that right now. I mean, we live in New York. We've said that 1,000 times already. But every 6 months, the weather always changes. And oftentimes when
it's less than 6 months.
Like it's it's June and it's in the rain. It's you be quiet for a minute. I'm trying to talk.
I'm getting antsy.
Yeah, why? Why are you getting antsy?
I don't know. 'Cause I hit my ankle on the bottle.
You okay?
Yeah.
There. Anyway, so temperature. It's June now in the 70s, 80s, and 90s range. Wait till October. It's going to fall into the range of 50 and 30. And then by December, January, it's going to hit between 40 and 20. And it's going to snow. And it's going to be cold rain. And it's going to be cold.
So move out of New York.
That's not the point. You could move to Florida, which you would never do because there's a bunch of old people that live there. And it's... Yeah, and there's a lot of Yankees up there too. But yeah, so every 6 months you have to prepare for the hot and you have to prepare for the cold. Some animals can't survive in the heat and some animals can't survive in the cold. And then they have to constantly switch up the lines between being too hot, too cold, too hot, too cold, and we're stuck like that until we're dead for the rest of our lives. And you know what? I don't mind space. I don't mind time. But temperature really irks me. It should just be one neutral weather. That's what I think. If I had the ability to talk to Mother Nature, I'd say, look, I like what you did. You know, you have the sun, you have time, you have space, you have whatever.
Do you know there's other places where it's just like one temperature?
I know. Alaska.
Maybe you should move there.
I'm not moving to Alaska.
Okay, then don't complain about it.
Then why don't you move to Buffalo?
Because I don't like the cold.
Exactly.
So that's why we never moved there.
Why don't you move to Egypt?
I would. You don't want to come with me.
It's not. I never said that. Yeah, temperature I cannot stand. She thinks I'm crazy.
Yeah, you are crazy. All right.
Like, I mean, if I'm really crazy, why do you complain about the snow? Why do you complain about the weather in terms of being hot?
I don't complain about it.
Yeah.
I don't like the snow.
Yeah, that's my point. You
But
don't.
I don't be like, complain and then don't do anything about it. All right. Anyways, because that's ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous, but that's a complaint I have in life. And the last one are very high levels in video games. And usually when I get really frustrated, I keep trying and trying and trying and trying until I get it. And then usually, like, if you're in a situation where you're just about to beat the boss in a boss battle in a video game, and next thing you know, they take like 3 hits, so that's why you purposely lose. That always frustrates the hell out of me. Like, Crash Bandicoot is always hard. Even though it's not a boss battle, it's always hard. Because nothing is ever easy going. I don't mind a challenge, but, like, when it comes to video games in specific, Crash Bandicoot, for example, or Banjo-Kazooie, or, Mario, even, if you put it on, like, hardcore or whatever, even Left 4 Dead, just to name a few. You can play those games on insane or hardcore, whatever you want to call it. And if you're if you're so destined to beat the game and you just roll the remote across the room, like I don't do that. Like I just kind of just put it down on my bed, and I just kind of like throw a fit for a little bit, and then once I do that, I calm myself down with water and I keep playing. And I'm like, you know what, I'm done, and I turn it off and I play another game, and then I come back later for it. And if I still get that, I go to bed. It's that simple.
My last thing is when people look over your shoulder when you're doing something.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So explain yourself about this.
When you're doing something and someone looks over your shoulder, it annoys me.
Like, give me an example.
Why do you need an example for that? And it's the easiest thing.
Because some people like myself don't understand exactly what you mean.
Alright, so I'm on my phone, right?
Okay.
I'm doing something on it, and then somebody, like, pretend you're holding it, or actually hold it, and someone's going like this, or if you sit next to somebody and they keep looking at your phone like this. Like, I hate that. It bothers me.
Why don't you just say, do you mind?
Oh, I do. Like, when I'm at work and I have to fill out something on, like, the iPad. Now, I do things fast when people aren't watching me. So I always make it where people can't see what I'm doing. But you have those people who go like, oh, let me make sure you spelled everything correctly. I'm like, relax. I let you look at it when I'm done. Because it gets me, like, not nervous, but it just makes me uncomfortable, I guess you could say. So, I don't like it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. So I think this was Bobby complaining for half hour.
Because I have a lot of like mixed things to talk about. Because I
You
feel.
think?
Oh, and can I add one more thing about temperature?
Okay.
Yeah, so about temperature.
Another 20 minutes.
No, this will be really short, I promise. Yeah, so like if you, like hot and cold, like if you buy something at the freezer and at the supermarket and you have to heat it up in the microwave, and this adds with that too, is that it's not hot enough and you're like, damn, it's too cold. And then you have to still put it up. So let's say you buy something for...
That goes back to the microwave too.
What?
The microwave.
Yes.
Oh, so you hate microwaves, but you use them.
You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
Live with it, buddy.
I don't have a choice.
Buckaroo.
And you know what? Oh, and by the way, beeping for a microwave should be limited. In other words, it should be optional. It should be for someone who, like my dad, who is hard of hearing, and that I think is accessible because he's definitely.
Should we change it to my voice? Your food is done. It's done.
What?
Your food is done.
Yeah.
I'll record it and change it to my voice.
Yeah. Bobby, your food is done.
It's done. Come get it. The fork is cold again.
I would prefer to listen to that than him.
Oh, then beep beep.
Yeah.
So do you hate alarm clocks?
No. Why? You hate alarm clocks?
No, I use an alarm clock.
You don't have a choice.
Yay.
Yeah, well, you wake up like at like 6 in the morning.
Earlier than that. When would work earlier. Alright, ready? So, you done?
Yes.
Any other words?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. So, like I told you, it was basically Bobby complaining the whole time. I'm sorry if anybody actually sat through this whole video. It took me days to edit because I didn't want to hear him complain about weird, stupid things. And he's gonna hate me for saying this, but it's true. So, if you guys made it this far, thank you. You're the real MVPs. Okay. Do you want to do the outro again?
Yes. Please give us a like, share, tell your friends, subscribe, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed our little rant, and we'll catch you later, guys, in our next video.
Yep, you know the spiel. Anything you want us to do, put it down that way. So, we'll catch you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.